Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and it's time for your weekend outlook. Unfortunately, the weather pattern that we're locked into isn't going to be changing anytime soon. We're going to see some very cold temperatures and we're going to see some mild temperatures. Nothing really warm for most of the country over the next several weeks, it looks like. We're in what we call a zonal weather pattern, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a moment. But temperatures on your Friday, well, it's going to warm up a little bit here in the Midwest. Yellows, well, that's going to get temperatures right about the normal range. That'll be mid-50s for the afternoon highs, mid-30s for the evening lows. A little bit warmer though, but this warm air is in response to those L's that you see there in Texas, and it's going to produce a lot of severe weather for the southeast. And those of you down in Florida, looks like you're in for a very rough time. Lots of rainfall, and we cannot rule out the possibility of some very strong thunderstorms along with that. By Saturday, that storm system taps more cold air working its way into the central U.S. So another cold day on Saturday. We can expect, again, temperatures below normal, maybe highs only in the 40s right here in the Ohio Valley. But as long as this cold air continues to hang to the north, we're going to see what we call a zonal pattern. There's our next storm system there in the Rockies. That's going to move basically towards the east. It's going to bring up some warmer air ahead of it, a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, but then it's going to tap this blue once again. So behind this next system, we're going to see some more cold air working its way in. This is on Sunday. You can kind of see it getting wrapped up there nice and neat. It's going to have a lot of energy along with it. So temperatures on Sunday will be modifying just a little bit. Looks like Monday, maybe Tuesday will be the warmest days for the Midwest in response to that system. But then as it pushes through, there comes that cold air once again. So the middle part of next week will be a bit on the chilly side. Precipitation. I told you about the southeast. Take a look at the strong thunderstorms. A lot of rainfall for the southeast in particular. Those of you down into the state of Florida. Hey, look at this. Snow up to the north. Could be seeing quite a bit of it there for you, but the snow will not be into the Midwest. This is on Friday, but this system now, the energy to the north, energy to the south will come together. And take a look what happens here on Saturday. It really explodes. Lots of rain, snow to the north, severe thunderstorms in the mid-Atlantic region. There's going to be a very wet Friday, Saturday morning for the Midwest, but that will push out. In Florida, you're still going to see quite a bit of rain there on Saturday, but the strong thunderstorms will work its way down into the Florida Straits. Here comes the next bit of energy now moving across the west coast. And as I said, this is we call it zonal flow. Everything's moving from west to east. And so by Sunday, here comes the next one, really getting itself organized. Again, snow across the northern portions of the country, drying out here in the Midwest until the next system moves in. And again, it could produce some severe weather for us by the early part of next week. Certainly, we have to keep an eye on that. Now, the National Weather Service 6 to 10-day outlook for next week shows very cold temperatures across the western two-thirds of the country. Those of you in the Northeast, you're going to be a little bit above normal, and that's kind of unusual since you've been very cold lately, and we've been fairly almost on the normal side, but that's going to change. You're going to get a little warmer by next week in response to that next system moving its way in. Precipitation-wise, well, there it is. Very wet across the eastern third of the country, drying out in the center, but very wet again across the west coast. So once again, we're in a yo-yo weather pattern. One day it's going to be fairly mild, next day it's going to be cold. That's your weekend update. I'm George, the Weather Dad.